So you've been out riding your motorcycle and have been enjoying it a lot. It's been introducing you to more people than you ever could have met on your own. A lot of cool people. You've met some guys in a motorcycle club and they seem extra cool. They think you're cool too. So much in fact that they've invited you to their clubhouse for their next open house event. You've never been to a motorcycle clubhouse. You've never been to an open house. You've never been to that kind of event. What do? You have no idea what to expect. Well, here's a quick list of 5 do's and don'ts at a motorcycle clubhouse event. Starting off with the 5 do's. When you leave the house, jump on your bike, jam on over to the clubhouse. Remember, do have a good time. Nobody left their house, jumped on their bike, went down to the clubhouse for an open house event, not wanting to have a good time. And remember, you were invited. They want you to have a good time too. 2, before you shake anyone's hand, make sure you took your gloves off. Nobody wants to shake your hand while you're wearing gloves. It can be considered rude and disrespectful for a couple reasons. One of the biggest reasons is, why are you wearing gloves? Typically, people will wear gloves for the simple reason they don't want to touch anything that's harmful or expose their hands to anything that's harmful. Or they don't want to touch anything that's nasty or gross or disgusting or dirty. You shaking hands with someone while wearing gloves, what are you really saying to them? You could be conveying that message that you think that they're nasty, gross, or dirty, and you don't want to touch their hand. Another thing, make sure you take off your helmet. Don't bring your helmet into the clubhouse. There are a lot of reasons for that. One reason you don't want to bring your helmet inside the clubhouse, and you do want to leave it outside on your bike, is a reason that a lot of people don't ever consider. You're at someone's home. Before you walk into a clubhouse, if you're really paying attention, most likely there are some guys standing outside watching the bikes. Many times those guys are prospective members of that motorcycle club. And one of the things prospective members or probates will do is watch over the property of full patch members. Not only are they there to watch over the bikes and everything that's on the bike, but they're also there to watch over your stuff too, to make sure nobody's messing with your stuff while it's outside under their protection. They are just as much invested in watching over your stuff as they are their own, because that's how good hosts conduct themselves. Another reason why you don't want to bring your helmet inside is you don't want to be the guy walking around the party with the helmet in your hand, where everyone else is thinking, who is this guy and who is he getting ready to swing on with that helmet? Remember, everybody's there to have a good time, not to be on edge and be worried about one guy walking around with a bunch of stuff that looks like it could be used against someone else. Another thing, do remove your sunglasses when you're speaking to someone. You want to be able to look a gentleman in the eye. It's all about customs and courtesies and respect. It's hard to respect a man, especially when you're shaking their hand and looking them in the eye, and they can't look you in the eye as well. If you have prescription glasses that are tinted, you may want to mention that straight away, just so people don't think that you're being a butthole. Another thing you want to do bring cash. There aren't too many motorcycle clubs with ATMs inside. Many motorcycle clubs have some form of outreach. It may be buying toys or hooking up a family during Christmas that's less fortunate, or they may support a family where there's been a rider in their community that's gone down. They may help with expenses. Most motorcycle clubs have some type of outreach, and their events is a good way on how to raise money. They may have merchandise there that you're looking forward to buying. You might want to buy a t-shirt or a baseball cap. You may want to grab something to drink at the bar. Most clubs have a bar inside. you may want to have dinner. The dinner will probably cost something. It's a great segue into the first don't. Don't get drunk. If you're the guy that can easily refuse a drink, but you can't refuse the third or fourth, stick with a non-alcoholic beverage, but buy something at the bar. Again, most motorcycle clubs have these types of events to try to raise money for the outreach or whatever mission they have going on throughout the rest of the year. Remember, Sons of Anarchy is a TV show. Most motorcycle clubs are not running guns and selling drugs. So you want to support, and supporting at the bar is a good way to do it. But hey, don't get sloppy. Make sure you maintain. Another don't. Don't assume that it's cool to take selfies or video what's going on inside of the clubhouse during the event. It's not that anybody has any secrets. It's not that anybody is doing anything that they need to feel like they're getting away with. They invited you to come. They didn't invite the rest of the world. Most motorcycle clubs are not real big fans of social media and putting their business out on blast. Another don't. Don't come thinking that you're going to meet your wife. A motorcycle clubhouse and an open house event is not the place where you want to meet somebody or pick somebody up. You may see a young lady across the way and you may fall in love with her. Love at first sight. Well, I recommend you take that emotion and you take that feeling and you put it in your back pocket and pray that you meet her somewhere else at another time. Don't overstay or wear out your welcome. You always want to leave a party when you're having the most fun. That's not the motorcycle world community. That's not open house events. That's just good advice for your life. Always leave the party when you're having the most fun. Don't overstay your welcome. If you leave the party when you're having fun, you'll always remember having had fun. And they will always remember you as somebody who had a good time and you were not associated with whatever drama may take place. Not that there's any drama taking place. Remember the first do. Come with a good attitude because everybody's coming to have a good time. Every once in a while, just like any other party, when people are liquored up, guys start to pump up their chest and stuff. Don't be that guy on either side of the fence. Don't be the guy pumping up your chest, and don't be the guy that was there to see it happen. Leave when you're having a good time. Remember that it was a good time. That way you'll want to go back, and that way they'll remember you as someone who had a good time and you'll be invited back. And the don't number 5, which is a pretty good one. Don't be the guy that gets on his bike and tries to impress anybody by doing a burnout or a wheelie or what have you. Don't be a stunt rider on the way out for a lot of reasons. One, the last thing you want to do is wreck and embarrass yourself. You may be a sponsored rider. You may be amazing at all of your stuff. Remember this, you're not impressing anybody. All those guys have bikes too. There's nothing you're going to do on your bike that they haven't seen before. And also, most clubhouses are inside some type of community. It's very rare that you'll find a clubhouse that's way out in the boonies somewhere where it's safe to do all of that stuff. And because it is inside of a community, that clubhouse has neighbors, whether you see them or not. You don't want to shine a negative light on that clubhouse or the guys in that club by burning out and causing attention and making people want to call the cops or making the neighbors or that community not want to allow that motorcycle club to hold events there at their clubhouse anymore because of all of the ruckus. There you have it. 5 do's and 5 don'ts for visiting a motorcycle club for a clubhouse open house event, whatever they call it. Everybody's got a different name. Nonetheless, take it or leave it. I just thought it was a word to the wise. I hope that this message finds you well. And again, just like I said last week, they'll get better as they go along. I'm new to this. I'm just a dude with a cell phone and a why not attitude. I'll see you next week. Retired U.S. military veteran Corey Ellerby, founder and host of Big Corey's West Coast Bagger Sound Competition and avid motorcycle rider, is the go-to guy for all your insurance needs. Does your insurance agent even ride a motorcycle? Then why would you entrust them with yours? Call Corey for your free quote today. 707-690-8321. Back to our show.